This is Tom. He's a complete beginner with zero experience doing shadow operating, the new trending business model where you partner with creators on Instagram or YouTube and help them with their marketing and sales, and in return, they pay you a percentage or a cut from every single thing that they sell. Typically, these creators are selling some digital product, a PDF, an info product, or any form of information like a course, a coaching program, or a mentorship, because selling information is extremely profitable for both the creator and the beginner who's doing the shadow operating. That's why the first creator that I partnered with sent me payments of $3,000 and $5,000, $4,000, $4,000, $2,000, $2,000, because I helped them with their sales and marketing to make more sales with their audience and personal brand. So in today's video, I'm exposing my entire playbook and giving Tom the exact strategies that he'll need to recreate my result. Now, before we get into it, one small warning. When I get excited, I talk really fast. So some parts of this recording might sound like gibberish to you, but I assure you, I'm spitting nothing but pure hot value. So my promise to you, you're gonna know the exact steps you must take to be successful with shadow operating, just like Tom did. All right, let's go.
No, I'm a beginner, I would say. So
Beginner?
I would say I laid the foundation. So I
Yeah.
have a website, and currently I'm in the outreach, and I did contact a few creators. I did get replies,
Yeah.
but I did not close the deal yet. So I think it's a matter of time, I would say. I thought it would be good to have someone side by side.
Mhm.
With me, so I can do fewer mistakes,
Yeah.
and you can correct me.
Sure.
And also, I like your strategy with
YouTube.
the YouTube.
Yeah, so the first client that I signed was back in August of 2025. He was a small creator actually on YouTube, and he was in the niche of like law of attraction, manifesting, mindset, like that kind of niche. And pretty much when I signed him, the agreement or the partnership was to help him with his content, of course, his channel on YouTube, offer, funnel, and pretty much get more clients and sales from his existing audience on YouTube. And of course, to, grow the channel as well. And for that agreement, we agreed to 20% of revenue share. So as you can see here, a lot of my tasks were to help him, come up with titles, topics for his videos to get more views and attract the more qualified clients and buyers. For a lot of this, I actually used AI back then. Back then I used ChatGPT, but now I use Claude because ChatGPT is garbage. It is shit. Claude is way better right now at getting clients better topics, titles for the videos. And a lot of thing with like content is if the title sucks or the hook sucks, then the video is gonna flop. So again, Claude is way better than ChatGPT, but back then you can see here in August, July over here, we tried these titles. We tracked the views, we tracked the the average view duration, the click-through rate on the thumbnails, calls booked, everything. And one thing I love as a shadow operator is helping clients with their content, because I've noticed if the clients control the content and you don't really control content, then they can replace you. Because if I control the content, and the funnel and the offer and the sales team, then it makes me as, of course, a partner in the business more like I guess, more sticky, more powerful. So I'm not easily replaced. But I've noticed those who just do the funnel and just do the back end systems, they can be replaced real fast. So that's why I love doing content too with my clients. And again, I use AI, I use Claude right now for the titles, the topics, the video scripts, everything. So people would watch these videos like these here on YouTube and of course learn about him, his story, of course, what he sells, his client results. They're pre-sold. From there, they would click the link in the description and they would land onto a funnel like this. Now, this funnel is kind of like the new version of the funnel, because we've tried many versions, with video, without videos, headlines, all stuff. Right now, for this offer, this works really well. So apply to work with me. A form where they can apply to work with him, and below here are his results, past clients like this is Rosa, Claudina, Tatiana, Kirsten, all here. And of course, more about him here. Boom. Now, once they apply here, then this takes them to another page right here where they can prepare for their call with him or his sales team that, of course, I trained and built for him. And yeah, that was pretty much the funnel. A video to a few pages. They apply, they book a call, they see this. Now, the call takes them to a Zoom call. And on the Zoom call, back then before me, he was charging at least $3,000 per client. The issue though was there weren't many sales because the videos on YouTube weren't really clear what they were getting, and it was like very like just like confusing and kind of boring. So for what I did for him is I built him a sales like sheet or like a sales here doc, which pretty much explains what he does in like a more detail, in a more sexier version with like timeframes, goals, results, like things to handle all their objections and all their confusions and like concerns. It's all handled here. And all he does, of course, this now the sales team does is when they get on a call, they would just show this to the person, like, right, so here's the offer, time frame, the goal, what they get, why it's important, who he is, backstory, past client results, right? Just again, selling the offer more. And from there, with using this document, we were again went from like charging like $3,000 like per client and like getting like a few sales here and there, but not really consistent, to actually charging 6,000 per client. And these sales were coming in weekly. So every week, a new sale for 6,000, because again, I built him this board here, and pretty much this board is made with AI. So I use AI to tell me like, okay, what to put where. So time frame, the goal, again, like what goes where. And again, so the images I made myself, obviously, but the text was all AI text, AI, and yeah, just pretty much use AI to build it out and create a more visual way to show the offer to convince them, okay, this actually works, and it's worth the value of 6,000. They pay. So when they pay, back then they were paying via Stripe, so they would pay via Stripe online. So on the call, they pay on the call 6,000. Now we use whop, because now with whop, of course, me being the shadow operator, whop would give me like my revenue split on the sale directly. So once they buy on the call from whop, whop gives me like my split directly. And again, back then I was charging 20% revenue share to do this for him. But after I built the sales team, and of course, with sales team comes sales management, I doubled my rates to 40%. So that means actually, can I draw here? Awesome. So $6,000. Let me do it for you. So for $6,000 there, every single sale, I got paid $2,400 for every sale. Again, for doing the content with him on YouTube, the funnel, the offer, the sales team hiring and managing. Also, I built for us a team Slack where we can all talk, myself, the sales team, the editors, and of course, stay on track. And that's why my rate went from 20 to 40, because again, I'm kind of doing more here. I'm doing marketing, I'm doing management, I'm doing sales stuff. And yeah, that's how I pretty much did it. I will say a lot of these skills I learned along the way. Like I didn't come into this, as a sales manager or as like a manager. Like my skill was AI, right? I'm really good at like prompting, like doing research. YouTube was not my skill. Neither was managing, neither was sales. But again, I learned along the way. And again, I just used AI to help me with the, the sales management, the hiring, the funnel stuff. And yeah. So Tom, when I use AI to write scripts for clients, in the past, I would write them the full script, the entire script word for word. What I found is clients can be extremely like nitpicky on like the facts, and like the AI will get some things wrong, so clients will be like very nitpicky and just annoying. So what I do now is to save all this feedback and complaints from clients, I would just use the AI to create the hook. So the hook is here word for word, so they read this word for word, and then all they do is they just cover the points. So I give them like bullet points to cover in the video, so or cover this part, cover this, because now this gives them like room to like share like their own ideas and thoughts and like their stories that they want to share. Because I don't know all the things that are in their head. That's fine, right? They do, right? That it is their job to of course to like know what to say in videos. That's their job. I am just giving them like a framework to follow, to like a script, or I guess a roadmap, right, to follow. To cover these points, in this order. That way, again, the video has a high average view duration, and of course, we get views and, of course, get more clients. So, yeah, that's my little trick for client scripting, is to just use AI to write the hook. From there, the bullet points. Again, moving forward, that way the video flows, and of course, we get more views, more sales from that video. When you onboard a client, all you do is, of course, you want to follow this here procedure of like the contract, the Slack setup. From there, like the software logins that you'll need, like from LastPass. Of course, your call tracking sheets, and of course, Zapier for all your automations, and of course, getting either manager or editor access to their channel on YouTube. From there, you move over to, again, the actual AI part. So again, AI does a lot of our work for us. And what we do is we train AI, again, Claude. We train Claude on all of our client information, backstory, knowledge, SOPs, videos, reels on IG, again, all trained on it, like their information and like their best stuff. That way, like this AI, can write the offer for us, the sales script, the emails, the scripts for our clients, like all this here. Also, like one thing that helps really well too, Tom, is like training the AI on past sales call recordings from our clients, calls, if they've had any, because we've kind of found that the call recordings are like the best level of data. because again, these call recordings are just raw, like raw input. It's real and it just works raw. So yeah, there's that. That way, by phase 2, we can of course build the WAP for the client. So build the WAP for them. All the here like the legal stuff they'll need. Their privacy policy, terms of service, EULA again if you're in EU, etc. And to increase the WAP limit on the client's WAP. So every new WAP, is actually limited to this price point because again, they want to avoid scammers coming to scam people here. So to increase this, to like 5,000 or more, we need to actually apply. Now, of course, to do that, right, you just use this here, boom. And of course, you want to also set up your revenue share or here revenue split in the WAP, whether it's 20%, 20%, 30, right, your choice. Bam, there, do that. And of course, all the the tech stuff, the Zapier stuff, API keys, all that stuff set up to you for your client, like that. That way, by phase 3, Tom, you can help clients with YouTube. Again, the thumbnails, titles, descriptions. Again, all using AI, right? The prompts here with AI. And like this, from this, bam, to this, AI. That way, by phase 4, we can send the views from here to the funnel. Now, again, the funnel can either be an actual funnel with like a headline, a video, like images and stuff, or a type form. They kind of both work. So you want to build this out for your client, headline, VSL, tracking, and UTMs, Zapier, and all of this tech stuff for your client built. That way, once the call is booked from the funnel, you can, of course, build the offer using, of course, AI research from ads, Meta, YouTube, competitor testimonials like this. And of course, you want to build your clients some actual offer board like this, or of course, back here, like this one that I built for my first client here. Again, like this offer board, because this offer board here will sell them, again, kind of for you or your clients, right? They see this, they're sold, they buy, and create this sales script for your clients using, again, past recordings, AI research, prompts like this. And what I do is I house all of the sales assets for the sales team into like a sales hub, like here in Notions, which contains all the links here, links to payments, to sales scripts here, quick links to WAP, like that, links to the offer from WAP, like that, boom, links for onboarding new clients, like that, steps for the sales team to decrease the call no-shows, like this, bam, here, the sales script for them right here. Bam. Past call recordings, right? It's all here for them. That way the sales team, again, once we hire them, can hop in, properly get onboarded, trained faster. That way they close faster. And of course we get paid and get sales. So yeah, Tom, it's a lot of systems, right? A lot of, here walkthrough steps for our team because we want to control, everything, right? Leave nothing to chance or luck, control everything with data, steps, systems, proven to work. From content to funnel, offer, sales, systems, right? Systems, scales. Like we even have systems for hiring sales closers from Instagram. You can see here, to hire them, send this message, use this, this hiring like job sheet or job detail board, a form here to, of course, qualify them, do an interview, onboarding, training, managing, right? All here, tracking, AI, yeah, it's all here.
How long does it take for you to launch the actual one-on-one mentorship or high ticket for them and with the sales? Because with my strategy, it takes like maybe 14 days. It's the 14 days Instagram sequence story. So you promote it over the story, you get the sales ideally.
Yeah, so a lot of people prefer Instagram over YouTube because with Instagram, it's a lot like faster, right? Just get your phone, record a video real fast, like 1 minute. The issue though with Instagram is it's good for reach. So good for reaching new eyeballs and discovery, but for conversion, it's actually pretty bad because to get a stranger to pay, of course, pay you or pay your client, they would need to, invest more time, into your brand, into your content. So what I found is it's actually easier to post on YouTube and just do a long form video, right? Show your knowledge, show your skill set, and let the viewers sell themselves. The thing though with YouTube is, again, it's kind of slow to like get going. But I will say, even with like a small audience, like a small viewer base, a small like views, you can get like a lot of like results. Actually, like one of like our most newer clients, like they started back in late January or I guess mid-January, and while their views aren't high, like they're working like what? Sorry, they're booking like 3 to 5 calls per week from a small channel, small audience base, right? Just posting videos, being themselves, showcasing like their knowledge, and they're getting calls booked, from leads looking, to work with them for at least $3,000. So again, yes, Instagram does work, but I found that with YouTube, again, it is way better for selling information, selling products online. And yeah, this is my preference, works for me and my clients, so that's it. The funnel path and the steps required to get results from either Instagram or YouTube are different. So you can see here with Instagram, right, there's like many paths to go. Like you have the bio path, you have the stories. So let's say they see a story, right? They DM you from the story, so they swipe up, DM you. That DM can take them to a type form, a Calendly, a Zoom call, and then the close for 6,000 or the price point of the offer. Or what I found, again, people are doing now is they're doing like DM to a video on YouTube, back to the DM, type form, Calendly, Zoom call, and close. Okay, so even with again Instagram, they're still using YouTube, right? They're still using the videos here on YouTube. So I'm like, okay, then just do YouTube then, right? Or the bio here, bio to YouTube to description, type form, Calendly, Zoom call, close, or bio to YouTube to a funnel, type form or iClose. iClose is simply another version of Calendly, so it's kind of the same thing. It's a calendar. That's all it is. But yeah, iClose to a Zoom call, so both Zoom calls, and of course close for the high ticket offer, right there. Now that's Instagram. So as you can see, a lot of steps, a lot of paths to take here for kind of the same results, the same effort. I am sort of a minimalist. Like I value like low inputs, high high outputs, high leverage. So over here's my funnel for YouTube. Again, you post the video. They click the links in the description like this. It goes to either a type form, so it can be a type form, like type form, Calendly, a Zoom call, and then close. Or it can be a funnel, like an actual funnel, headline, a video or a sales video, results, type form embedded, or iClose embed, like this. Calendly, Zoom call, and close. So a lot less steps here for this funnel. And I found, again, with the leads from YouTube, they're very like pre-sold, they're warm, they know you, they trust you, they like you. So yeah, I just love, a more efficient way, to get sales for my clients, because again, I'm getting paid a high, cut of this sale here. So I want to get paid as fast as possible with the least amount of, steps and complexity involved. So simple and works. Okay, so for timelines, I always say with all clients, like we're going to give this, 60 days of like a trial run to see, okay, can we actually get the channel going? So more views from the content, calls booked from the content, and for sales from the channel too. Now, that is what I tell them. Okay, telling the clients. Now, for you, of course, as the shadow operator, I've noticed that typically around like the first 8 to 10 videos here, like you can tell like real fast. Okay, is this going somewhere, or if it's not going somewhere? Like, okay, so are the views going up? Are the calls coming from the videos? Are they buying? Like you can tell like real fast. And again, based on like the data that you're getting from the entire system, views, sales calls, or I guess calls and sales, like you'll know, okay, is this actually again going somewhere or not? Or does this thing have potential? So again, I'm looking for views. I'm looking for calls being booked from the channel. Because if I see this, right, if this is happening, then, okay, this has potential, right, we can scale this. Because for views, right, just get better content, for calls, a funnel and a better offer. And once we have these two things kind of, dialed in and set up, then just make this better, right, make the offer board better for the calls. And of course, train your team or your client script better so they can close. And yeah, they will close and you get sales, and that's it. And Tom, I will say, all you really need is just one good client. Okay, one good client to just say yes to you, to partner with, to help with the content, the funnel offer, like the sales stuff, get sales in, and yeah, just one client. Because that first client will give you, again, of course, payment, right, money. So again, for my first client, I got paid the 3K, the 5K, 4K, 4K, and that was like a 9-month deal. So 9 months, of income, right, steady. Then afterwards, right after that deal, I got a case study to use to sign like my next clients. So right now I have like case study. I have like 4 clients right now. 4 clients. 3 are a revenue split, and 1 is like a consulting deal, which pays me like $3,000 a month. because that deal for consulting, like they don't really sell anything, right? They don't really sell like a product. Like they recruit, so they don't make any money on of course recruiting reps for their offer. So with them, like I'm getting paid like 3,000 per month again to just do the exact same thing here, right? Content with them on YouTube, funnel offer, same thing. Just right there's no sale, so right I can't get paid on a rev share. There's no sale. Therefore, I'm getting paid the 3,000 for recruiting fee. Sorry, recruit fee. The 3,000 for consulting every month to help them recruit to help them recruit from YouTube. But yeah, that's the entire process. And I will say like this skill set, Tom, of like using AI to for content, for marketing and sales, again to help brands, creators, and of course business owners. Like this will never go away. This will always be in demand because every business will need marketing and sales. And as we move forward to more towards like the AI future, like this skill of AI marketing, AI sales is always going to be in demand. And yeah, it is extremely profitable. And yeah, at least for me, pretty fun to do, right? Pretty fun, pretty cool, and yeah.
Yeah, so and the creator has to do all the onboarding calls, so all the calls with the client.
Let's do this. So the entire system here is going to be like what? Content. So see your content into a funnel. There will be an offer. There will be a sales process. And then from there, the sale and the fulfillment. So I'll put like fulfillment happens. Okay. So pretty much like what you do, like what your roles are here is to do the funnel all the way through the sales. And again, I recommend you help with some content. So you do like some of content. Now, what your client does is they will, of course, film the content that you create for them. So they will film your scripts. They will film your ideas that you give to them. And then they would also fulfill the work, right? The service. So the coaching, the products, that's their job. So again, products and coaching, that is their job. Your job is to focus on the funnel, the offer, the sales, and giving them the right ideas for content, to get more views, get more qualified, leads from their reels or their videos on YouTube. That way your funnel, gets more traffic. So more traffic to these pages like these. Again, they will apply, book in their call, they will show up and they will buy for typically an offer of $3,000, $2,000, $5,000, $6,000. Again, once that happens, you're getting your cut from whop. So whop pays you automatically. You get your cut from the software whop here. And once that happens, now your client will do the work, right? They will do the fulfillment, the service, the offer, the product. That is their job.
How do you find these creators? So
Sure.
just search a niche or a topic and then.
So to find creators on YouTube, like what I do is, again, go to YouTube, obviously. And like I always use like the search term or the key phrase, work with me one-on-one. So like you said your niche was like what? Toxic relationship. Work with me, one, enter. Then go here, do a filter by this month. Now this will show you like all the active creators, of course, who are filming content right now. And this kind of implies, or like this tells us that this creator is consistent. They want to grow, which is a good thing. So like, of course, we're seeing Lisa Sony here is pretty much dominating this niche. So I would go to her page, so video. And the first thing I want to see is if the creator has charisma, because I can, give them all, the right topics, ideas for content, funnel, offer, sales. I can give them the entire playbook. But if they suck at getting people to watch them and like them, then it's not going to work. So here, watch Lisa. See.
Hello. So I'm Lisa Suddy.
Right. So she's very like animated, charismatic. That's good because I want people on camera like who can like retain the viewers attention. So first step, good. So she's posting consistently. Again, she's good on camera. She's charismatic. Now down here, like what I'll do here is again just go through her funnel real quick and see where I can add value to her business. Let's see. Okay, so this funnel is pretty old school. Stock footage. So yes, I can easily help her, or anyone can, right? Help her with a funnel that's more dialed in. Typically, you want a sales video, so a VSL, a sales video here on the page, and to pre-sell them on the offer. And what is this? Join recovery. What is? And here, all I would do is I just go through a funnel and see again how can I help her. Yes, a lot of reading, which is again, reading is never a good thing for funnels. Just saying, you want like more visuals, more images, more videos, and you want like less like these like stock footage, like just more real images. Yeah, this is like very stock footagey, not really helping your case, right? So okay, she looks good. In that case, I'll just go here to her page. Boom, I go here to her page, go to the more, scroll down, view email address, do the little, robot AI recapture thingy, do that, and then submit this, bam, grab this, and I can email her, done. Now, some clients will have their email hidden, here on YouTube. So what you do in this case is you go over to back to their site, and you want to join here their newsletter, because once you join their newsletter, they will email you from their main email. So there we go. Now, for beginners, Tom, I recommend do email, because yes, you can do Instagram outreach, but here's the thing. For beginners who have no reels or no posts about anything on Instagram, their profile's not dialed in. Like, it looks pretty just low effort profile. Their bio's not dialed in on Instagram. They have a small audience on a small following. It's like all these things for you on Instagram work against you. So I would recommend for you instead just do email, because with email, right? With email, all they see is the email message, right? The message. That's all they see. On Instagram, they see again your entire profile, and they will judge you. So I've seen beginners land clients faster from email than actual IG. In fact, my student Kieran got his first clients as a beginner with no experience in 7 days from email. And then Miles got 2 clients in 2 months from email. So yeah, email works really well for beginners. I would just do email and sign clients for email. Now, of course, as a beginner, you lack the proof and the results to, show them. So what I found works better for beginners is to use case studies. And a case study is simply a report, a story in a sense, right? Of either it can be your clients, which again you don't have, so that's fine. But what I recommend is you create a report of another person in their niche or market. So here for Lisa, what I would do is I would find another coach in her space who is doing well. And then I would break down exactly how they get views, their topics, their hooks, titles, their thumbnails. I would break down their funnel. I would break down their offer for Lisa, and I would show her, hey, I know how to do this, right? Here's the roadmap. Here's the proven playbook that works for this niche. Do you, Lisa, want to partner up with me on a revenue share of minimum 20% revenue share? Okay, and that's it. And that's why I always recommend for beginners, again, to do research on the niche, do research on the market, and you want to use case studies, which is why I built this, which is a database of all the, the hottest niches and case studies for each niche. So you see here, all these here are creators who are the top in their niche. And it shows me exactly, okay, what's, their revenue from their offer, their content on YouTube or Instagram, and their funnel. And what I would do to sign clients, in these niches, all I would do is I would just break down exactly, how, either Ben or Marcel, is getting views and of course clients from their content. And because I have the proven, roadmap or the proven playbook, right? Because, right, it's all here. So I have data on all what's working. So it's all here. All I do is again give the clients here. So let's say Lisa, give Lisa again the report or the video in an email, where I break down exactly how these people here are getting results, getting sales with their content and their funnels, right? I give her the winning playbook, and all I ask is, does Lisa want me to help her with that? If yes, then again we will partner up on a revenue split, minimum 20%, okay? To again help her with her content, her thumbnails, titles, funnel, offer, sales team, the whole spiel, and yeah, that's it.
If you script a video for the creator, what is the ideal or the optimal length of the video?
Yes, so the video length does matter. So on YouTube, there are 3 types of videos. There is, let me try this for you real quick. There is the top of funnel, the tofu, middle of funnel, which is mofu, and bottom of funnel. Bottom of funnel. It's like this. Top, middle, bottom. So the top of funnel videos are meant to increase your views, right? Views, subscribers, and bringing new audiences or new viewers to your audience. That's it. Now the middle funnel gives them more information on who you are, so it's meant to convert with stories and proof about who you are. So I'll just do here for you. I'll just do proof, stories, who you are, etc. Stories. And the bottom of the funnel is meant to sell. Right? So of course you want money. Money. Sales, calls, etc. Okay. Now, depending on which type of video you're making, the length of the video matters. So let's say you're making a top of funnel video. Typically, these are shorter. So like 8 minutes to like 15 minutes. Because why would a stranger watch you for an hour? Like I've seen people make these like top of funnel videos like so long. It's like, that's great. But if they don't know who you are, then why would they watch a video that's 1 hour? So you want to make the video shorter, for the new viewers. So make it shorter. Now, middle of funnel tends to be like what? Half an hour. So let's say it's like 30 minutes for middle of funnel. And then the bottom of funnel, like these can be the longest. So we've seen like 1 hour for bottom of funnel, 2 hours. Like I've seen like those like what 10-hour like course videos, 10-hour videos on YouTube here. So yeah, those are all bottom of funnel. And those are designed to sell you on, the course or like the program. So again, the length of the video matters on like, okay, what type of video it is. You want to make sure you know like what you're making to really convert of course the viewer better. Because the thing is, let's say you make a top of funnel video too long, then what's gonna happen is because they don't know who you are, they aren't gonna watch the full video, right? So that's gonna tank your average. It's called your average view duration. Okay. Now on YouTube, the way it works is if your AVD is low, or again your average view duration is low, what happens is YouTube will stop pushing your video in their algorithm. So again, if you make the video too long for a new viewer and they don't watch it, it kills the video. So for new viewers, you want short videos, and for people who know you, the long form, right, the longer videos. The best example I can give you for this is this guy called Azarel Cabos, who's in the trading niche, and he does like lifestyle videos. See here, let me get the color for you. So all of these videos here that are the vlogs. So these vlogs here in blue, these vlogs here are simply lifestyle videos, aka the top of funnel videos, okay? And these here are meant to pull you into his world, again, show you who he is, traveling, the girls, the boats, the parties, etc. Because that's going to bring in like new viewers to his channel. And one thing about his style of videos that I like is here, I'll show you. Every single video right, it starts off with lifestyle. So, the food, travel, the girls, right, the party experience. So to pull the new viewers in. And then once they get to the end over here, I'll show you over here, he shows you results from his students, right? So all his top students getting results, trading, because he's going to plant the seed into your mind that, hey, this lifestyle was funded by trading. Oh, what's trading? So typically, right, you're going to be curious to learn more. You're going to go here and watch this video. Now, this video is a middle of funnel video where he's going through his life story, and pretty much he's selling you on, the method of trading via like his background, his journey, right, and his transformation. Again, this video is a bit longer, and there's no girls, there's no partying, there's no ass shaking on boats, right? But now he's just sitting down, right, as a human and talking to you and sharing his story, because again, this is meant to convert you with stories and proof of his results. Now, once you've seen this video, right, you're kind of sold now, right, to move forward with his offer or program. That's why down here, if you go here, this goes to his funnel, which is simply a type form where you can apply to work with him and his team. Okay. Now, for the bottom of funnel video here for him, what he does is his bottom of funnel videos would be over here. I'll show you here, or here. Now, these videos don't get many views because they aren't as sexy, as again, girls on boats shaking their ass, or, Dubai, Miami lifestyle. So you see here, it's like what? Only 1,000 views on this video. But, you can't see. Only 1,000 views here on this video. You can see here. So compared to, again, to Miami lifestyle of shaking their ass on boats, or Dubai lifestyle, right? Not as viral. But again, this video here is not meant to get views or convert. This video here is meant to sell you on his program, right? So that way you can, of course, see the results of his clients and become a client too. So of course, down here in the description, it goes to his funnel, again, where you can apply to work with him and his team. Tom, by the way, if you want to get into like the trading niche, like I would use this guy as a case study to like break down what he does, because he does really well. Like again, just pure lifestyle content, into his backstory, into case studies like this. Yeah, so for sure, I would break down what he does, his content styles, hooks, titles, thumbnails, funnel, and I would just use that to, sign clients and station.
Okay, yeah. A great lesson, I would say. Yeah.